Air forces globally are reeling from a revelation that could redefine aerial warfare. A new hypersonic missile developed for the Gripen fighter has just been exposed. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a paradigm shift that demands immediate attention. What does this mean for the future of military aviation? Prepare to have your mind blown. The Gripen fighter, already a formidable aircraft, is now armed with a hypersonic missile that's sending shockwaves through defense ministries worldwide. We're talking about technology that was considered science fiction just a few years ago, now a terrifying reality. Is this the end of traditional air superiority? What if one fighter jet could single-handedly disrupt the global power balance? The answer lies with the Gripen and its newly exposed hypersonic missile, a weapon so advanced it's leaving air forces stunned. You need to see this to believe it. How will the world react to this game-changing development? What if one fighter jet could single-handedly disrupt the global power balance? The answer lies with the Gripen and its newly exposed hypersonic missile, a weapon so advanced it's leaving air forces stunned. You need to see this to believe it. How will the world react to this game-changing development? In the last 48 hours, a quiet whisper inside the global defense community has erupted into a full-scale alarm. Classified intelligence, leaked from multiple independent sources, suggests that the Saab Gripen E has been secretly integrated with a radically new hypersonic strike weapon. Not theoretical, not experimental, but operationally viable. And the reaction? First, disbelief. Then, panic-level reassessment across several major air forces. Because if these reports are accurate, this is not just Sweden upgrading a fighter jet. This is the start of a new era of air combat, where a lightweight, affordable, network-centric aircraft suddenly jumps into a class that even superpowers didn't expect. Analysts are already calling it a paradigm shift, the type of game changer that forces NATO, Russia, China, and even U.S. Air Force planners to rewrite their doctrine overnight. And honestly, looking at the data, I can't blame them. Something big is happening behind the scenes, and the world's most powerful militaries just felt that shock ripple through their command centers. They're calling it the Ghost Spear, a name that perfectly fits a weapon no radar sees coming, no pilot can outmaneuver, and no air defense system can intercept in time. If the leaks are real, this isn't just another hypersonic missile. This is the first tactically deployable Ghost-class munition ever linked to a 4.5 generation fighter. Let's break down the rumored capabilities. According to the leaked specs, Ghost Spear reportedly reaches speeds beyond Mach 6, but that's only half the story. What truly terrifies analysts is its mid-course maneuverability, something hypersonic weapons usually struggle with due to extreme heating and atmospheric friction. Yet somehow, Saab's engineers may have cracked the code. And here's where things get interesting. Hypersonic weapons traditionally require massive, heavy platforms, bombers, large fighters, strategic launch systems. But Sweden? They allegedly built a missile light enough, smart enough, and stealthy enough to be fired by the Gripen E, one of the most agile jets in its class. This means Saab didn't just create a missile, they solved multiple technological hurdles at once. Thermal shielding that doesn't balloon the radar signature, real-time vector correction at hypersonic speeds, miniaturized guidance that syncs directly with the Gripen's advanced avionics suite. And that last part is the real secret. The Gripen's brain, its sensor fusion, EW suite, and data link might be the perfect host for Ghost Spear, allowing the pilot to fire, guide, and retask the missile mid-flight while staying completely passive. Think about that. A jet already known for its agility now becomes the launcher for a hyper-fast, semi-invisible spear that can change direction like a living thing. In personal opinion, if even 50% of these rumors check out, this weapon could push the Gripen E into a category that forces even 5th-gen aircraft to rethink their engagement strategies. As whispers about the Gripen E's ghost spear circulate, the global defense landscape is already shaking, and the first question on every strategic planner's mind is simple: who benefits and who's suddenly at risk? For NATO, the implications are immediate and stark. Air doctrines built over decades, interceptor fleets, layered missile defenses, early warning radars are suddenly vulnerable to a missile that can outmaneuver, outrun, and vanish from detection systems. Allies must reassess airspace control and rethink joint force exercises because the rules of engagement may have changed overnight. Across Russia and China, the reaction is no less urgent. Analysts in Moscow and Beijing are reportedly racing to determine how to detect, counter, or replicate this new weapon. Traditional air defense systems designed for predictable ballistic or subsonic threats are now potentially obsolete in the face of a hypersonic missile that can shift course mid-flight. And that's where the real danger and opportunity lies. Countries that act fast may acquire, develop, or integrate similar technologies, while slower movers risk losing strategic air superiority. This isn't just about one jet or one missile. It's a catalyst for a broader global power shift. In my analysis, we're witnessing a wake-up call for the world's air forces. The Gripen E isn't just redefining Swedish aerial capability. It could force a revolution in how nations think about air dominance, deterrence, and rapid response strategy. Those who underestimate this change may find themselves caught in a new era where agility, speed, and stealth are more decisive than sheer numbers or size. The race is on, and the balance of power could tilt faster than anyone expected. The Ghost Spear may be the headline, but the Gripen E itself is the real story. Pairing Sweden's agile, lightweight fighter with a hypersonic weapon transforms it from a capable fighter into a strategic game-changer. This isn't merely about firepower, it's about redefining how air combat is conducted in the 21st century. Imagine a theater where a small squadron of Gripens can penetrate heavily defended airspace, strike targets before traditional interceptors react, and vanish without leaving a trace. That's asymmetric warfare at its finest, where agility, technology, and precision outweigh sheer numbers or size. Analysts suggest that in certain scenarios, a single squadron could dominate air corridors previously controlled by much larger forces. And the implications ripple beyond combat tactics. Nations may rethink fighter jet procurement, prioritizing flexibility, network integration, and missile compatibility over raw speed or stealth alone. The global arms race could pivot. Instead of building ever larger, costlier aircraft fleets, countries might invest in advanced, hypersonic-ready platforms, leveling the playing field in unprecedented ways. From my perspective, the Gripen E represents a paradigm shift in modern air strategy. The missile grabs headlines, but the combination of a smart, versatile fighter with next-gen weapons is what truly threatens to disrupt the established order. This is no incremental upgrade. This is a new blueprint for air dominance, and the rest of the world is racing to catch up. As the Gripen E reportedly steps into the hypersonic arena, one question looms large. What comes next? Global rivals won't sit idle. Analysts predict an immediate wave of retaliatory developments. Counter-hypersonic missiles, enhanced radar networks, and possibly entirely new aircraft designed to intercept or evade these ultra-fast threats. This could accelerate the hypersonic arms race faster than anyone anticipated. Beyond technology, the implications are ethical and geopolitical. When a single, relatively small fighter jet can project near undetectable, high-speed strikes across vast distances, nations must grapple with questions of escalation, deterrence, and collateral risk. Will countries respond with transparency and treaties, or will secrecy and preemptive strategies dominate? And finally, we must ask ourselves, are we witnessing the dawn of a more dangerous era in air combat, where speed and stealth rule above all else? Or is this evolution a path towards strategic deterrence, ensuring that no single power can act with impunity? In my personal opinion, the stakes have never been higher. Gripen's rumored hypersonic capability isn't just a technological marvel. It's a symbol of how rapidly air warfare is evolving, and a stark reminder that the balance of power can shift almost overnight.